Hey, my angels, how are you? Welcome to my PJ party. I have my pillow. Do you have yours? So I am going to do a guided meditation for you tonight. But first, I just wanted to have a little chat about changes in our life. We all have them coming up. We all are going through them. And I think an important thing to remember is how to talk to people when they see us changing. Because even though everybody does, not everybody welcomes it, especially in others. And I think the biggest reason for that is that people are afraid we're going to leave them behind. And some people do get left behind. That's the way it is with life. My daughter's entering her last year of high school, and she's already thinking about, how is she going to maintain friendships if they go to different universities? And, I tried to tell her, you may not be friends with these people in university. Like, I'm lucky I still have my friend from high school, but not everybody does, and that's okay. You go through different stages in your life and different periods, and some people leave and come back. But the people who love you just want to be part of your life. So, and it's especially hard for parents, because the best thing as parents we give are two things: roots and wings. And watching them soar, it can be amazing. It can also be heartbreaking because a lot of times they're soaring away from us. But that's what is supposed to happen. They come back. Just because they're going on with a part of their life doesn't mean you're not included. Just sit back and wait. You'll be invited back in. Don't worry. The worst thing you can do is cut off ties with people who love you and who you love. You don't have to do that unless it's toxic. If it's toxic, you do what you need to do, okay? But if we're just talking about moving on to different things, even work, sometimes having someone go to a different job that you're good friends with can really, make you feel abandoned. Doesn't mean you are, but there are times, remember I told you that if you can ever learn from my mistakes, I made a huge mistake when I went to move out onto my own. And I didn't know how to tell my family that I was moving. We're very tight-knit, maybe too much, but my work knew, and one of the people I worked with, who was an absolute dick, okay, he was awful, phoned my house when he knew I wouldn't be there and asked for me. And when they said, no, she's not here, he said, oh, is she already in her new apartment? And that's how my parents found out. Like, when I came home, they asked, I told them the truth. For the rest of my life, I will regret that. I handled that so badly. And it made them feel like I was leaving them because I didn't even want to include them in finding my new place or helping me furnish it or anything. And I remember once my mom offered me a suggestion on decorating, and I snapped at her, and I'm like, I know how to decorate. And years later, we talked about it, and she told me I'd really hurt her. And she said, just because I gave you advice never meant you never had to use it. You could have just smiled and said thanks, or I'll think about it. And I did think about that a lot. So for the rest of the time, I always did that. If somebody told me something, I went, I can think about that. Sometimes I'd follow it. Sometimes I wouldn't. Sometimes I'd do a little bit. But guys, don't hurt people just because you need to grow. If it hurts them because you grow, that's different. But you don't have to intentionally hurt someone. Sometimes you have to put up boundaries. And if you can explain it to the people, do so. Say to them, I didn't mean to exclude you. I'm just trying to do this on my own. I know you're there for support, and it's great knowing I can turn to you but let me try it on my own first, okay? Please? I'm sure you did. If you say it that way, it can turn things around sometimes for people. And sometimes you gotta be blunt, you know? I feel like you're holding me and you don't want me to grow. Is that it? I guarantee you they'll say, no, that's not it. And then you maybe can open up a dialogue. But listen to the person and make them listen to you. When they start defending what they're saying, tell them, okay, stop. You're already planning what you're saying, so you're not listening to me. I need you to hear what I'm trying to say. And then when you're done, ask them, this is what I said to you. What did you hear? Because they may have completely misunderstood what you said, and vice versa. If you take offense to something someone says, I always turn it right back. And I'll say to them, okay, I don't know what you meant, but what I heard was this. Am I correct? Because then you can take it from there. If they're like, yeah, that's what I meant, say, well, then I don't think we should continue this conversation because I'm getting too upset. I'm a true redhead. I get emotional and I hate it, especially if I get mad, because then I start to cry. And I hate doing that. Everyone thinks I'm upset and I'm like, I'm not. It's just what happens when I get mad. Although lately I don't really feel that way anymore. You know, I guess I just don't get that mad anymore. But, you know, we all deal with things differently. So that's my little speech for tonight about how to handle some changes. But let's get on with a guided meditation. Okay, so first of all, you know what to do. Get your lighting the way you like it. And whether it's dark, light, whatever, as long as there's no lit candles. You guys know, Auntie Angel's rule, no lit candles when you're trying to relax, okay? It can be dangerous. And then get on something that makes you comfortable, whether it's a bed, a chair, a couch, cushions on the floor. Get your pillow, get your blanket, get whatever it is that makes you feel comfy. See, I don't like to lay on my pillow. I like to lean on my pillow. So do whatever it is. And then we're going to do our deep breathing, because we do that to turn it into a routine. And the reason we have a routine is to let our brains know it's time to relax or to sleep. It may take a while. You know what they say, a habit takes 3 weeks to instill and 3 days to kill. We're going to teach our brain that when we do our deep breathing exercises, it's time for rest or sleep or to relax. If we're upset or panicking, we try to do that as well. So we're going to breathe in through our nose for a count of 4. We're going to hold it for a count of 4. And we're going to breathe out through our mouth for a count of 4. If you can. If you can't, you do whatever it is you're able to do. Okay? Because this is about you. I only care about you. Okay? So let's start the first one. 1, 2, 3. Hold. Out. Breathe in. Hold. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hold. And out. Good. Now, before we begin the guided meditation, I'm going to give you one little piece of information I read today by someone named Ian MacArthur. He's on Twitter. He's amazing. And he writes some really thought-provoking material. But he said something today, and I really enjoyed it. It made me really sit back and think. And he said, everything you want is on the other side of fear. And that's true. Sometimes we're just afraid to go for things, or we're afraid to rock the boat, or we're afraid what people will think of us. Get over that fear, you know? Being brave isn't about not having fear. It's about having the fear and doing it anyways. Okay. So, guided meditation for tonight. It's just a quick, easy one. I want you to close your eyes and just listen to my voice, okay? This is one of those videos you don't have to look at the camera. You can just close your eyes and drift off, okay? We're going through an art gallery together, okay? And it's one of those moving sidewalks. We don't even have to walk. In fact, the softest, cushioniest, most comfortable chairs are there for us to sit in. And as we sit in them, they take us past each picture. And the lights in each room start to get dimmer. And the first pictures we're looking at are dusk. Beautiful pictures of dusk. Especially when all of the rays are starting to go down and the sun is just golden in the sky, and it feels like everything around you has been touched with gold. I know in Scotland they call that the gloaming period. And we're going through the gloaming period in this art gallery. And every picture seems to reflect that. And the further the chair takes us, the dimmer the pictures are getting. They're bright golds, scarlets, pinks and blues, lighter blues, darker blues, inky blues, beautiful skylight. We see the moon in all its various forms, the crescent moon, the waning, the waxing, the quarter moon, the fingernail moon, whatever you want to call it, a half moon, a full moon, a new moon, a blue moon, a strawberry moon, a blood moon. We see them all. And as we go through each one, we start to feel more relaxed, more free. We sink deeper in the chair as it starts to recline. We enter into the next room, and all of the art on the walls are nighttime pictures. Beautiful sky pictures. We see stars everywhere. We see cityscapes with all of the buildings lit up and the bridges lit up. We see the northern lights flashing across each picture, the greens and the blues and the oranges and the yellows. We see each season in the nighttime sky. We see rain, we see wind. The wind pictures capture our attention. How the artist can actually let us see the wind in a still picture. And the more we think about it, the more tired we start to feel. As the moving sidewalk takes our chair, which is now almost into a fully reclining position, through another room that is so dimly lit, we can barely see the pictures on the wall. And it's clouds. Beautiful, billowing, cushioning clouds that seem to welcome us. They look like the most comfortable bed. And as we go into the final room, we realize it is a cloud. We've left the art gallery altogether. We don't know if this is an interactive display, but we know we want to lay on that cloud. It's beckoning to us. As we climb onto it, every part of our body is supported. Our head, our neck, our shoulders, our backs, our legs, our knees, our calves, and our feet. Completely supported, as if we're being held in someone's hands and gently rocked back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, swaying in the night sky. And the whole time our eyelids are getting heavier. Our breathing becomes more even. We realize that sleep is just a moment away. And as we're drifting off, we see a beautiful door open. And as the cloud carries us through the door, we realize that behind that door is the sweetest, most loveliest of dreams we can ever have. And we know that when we wake up from that dream, we are going to feel refreshed. We're going to feel at peace. We're going to feel relaxed. And we're going to know without a doubt in our mind that you are loved, you are valued, you are honored, and that I am so very glad that you were born